Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Satisfactory. Today what we're going to talk about is Somersloops and why they are extremely powerful and why up to this point I haven't been processing every single thing that I get. I've been holding on to a lot of material. Today that's going to stop. So first things first, we need to activate the Somersloops. We have 5 for now. See what all we need. Alien technology. This right here is what I'm after. Do a bunch of those in here. Anything for research I've just been putting in this box. It's the only reason I really use these little personal storage boxes. All right. So listen to what Ada has to say about this.
Production amplifier unlocked. Every single manufacturing and smelting building will be backwards compatible with this new technology. These buildings can now have a Somersloop embedded to increase resource output without requiring more input, at the cost of greatly increased power consumption.
Flow cycles within flow cycles make explosions into temples and explosions into temples. The spin sphere of woven windows. Each tiny body contains tinier bodies until the line layers fold into curves which folds into threads which weave a tapestry. A song of light and leaf and flower, a dance of matter clouds and...
I think they're trying to explain energy to matter conversion theory, but you do not need to understand it to do your job. I'll just mute them for you so you can continue your mission. I, however, will be taking notes. This is fascinating material.
All right. So what we're going to do is we'll work on these slugs first. Now, well, I need to research one more thing. Well, tell you what. We'll go ahead and start this party first. What we're going to do is transform these slugs into power shards, finally. Now, I've done a few as I've been playing, but I haven't just gone through and, I've been saving these guys. I haven't been using them. And the reason why is very important. So once we unlock everything, these guys, normally, if you do a blue power slug, will give you a single slug, will give you a single power shard. But the yellows will give you 2 power shards. And then when I unlock the purples while this guy's working, he gives you a whopping 5 power shards per slug. Now I'm going to research it, which is going to destroy one of these slugs. Perfectly fine. So you'll see this little multiplier, output multiplier has opened up right here. We're going to drag and drop a single, notice it says 1 right there. We're going to drop a single Somersloop in there. I can't drop more in. It won't allow you to. The bigger the machines, like this guy, will allow me to put 2 in. If you only put 1 in, like this, instead of 2, it'll do only 1.5. So you get half your stuff time. But anyways, and it's because this guy does 1 output, this guy does 2 output. When we get the ones that do 4, they take 4 Somersloops to double your process. Now we're going to exploit this greatly. Now what's going to happen is you'll see here that it says 1, but then in parentheses it says 2. Now this is very important. I'm not going to throw a blue slug in here right away. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it, make me concrete, buddy. And I'm going to let it chew on some concrete. Notice it'll just give 1. Now this first one, it'll just give 1. Now it's going to give 2. If I go and watch, notice all the craziness, it's given 2. Now I can stop it. I'm going to take that back out because I have another one down there I want to do the same thing to. Now we're going to change our recipe back to our blue power slugs. We're going to put these 15 in here. Now, each one is going to turn to 2 instead of a single one. So I'm going to get 30 power slugs out of this 15. Very, very handy. While that's chewing on that, I'm going to go over here and research the purple power slugs real quick. Power slugs. Purples. It's going to eat one of my power slugs. But you only have to do this once. I'm sure Ada has something to say.
Research completed. Purple power slugs seem to be near the end of their life cycle and have a significant amount of potential energy stored. It is a good thing Fix-It does not waste. Purple power slugs can now be processed into power shards.
You know what? I'm going to take 3 of these guys. And we're going to add it to here. Go ahead and hurry up. Then we'll take 3 more. I'm doing that because I want you to be able to see how many of these I'm going to get. I'm going to go ahead and throw these 3 back in here. So there's 6 that we've made, but we're not going to see right away. We're going to do another Somersloop in here. Once again, I'm going to make it go on one process. I'm going to stop it, because I don't want that first one to be a waste. Okay. So we're done. So 6 plus 24, there's my 30. All right. All right, I'll keep them. Now, let's do the next power slug set. I'll be amazed what this is going to give. Now, instead of 2, it's going to give me 4. So that is going to give us 52 power shards. Now, we've amped it up so it won't take too long for it to go through. While that's doing that, I'm going to unlock Fix-It blueprints.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The blueprint designer allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
Okay. Now we're up to 76. And now, one last time, we're going to go down here. Purples give you 5. But in this case, because of the Somersloop, they're going to give us 10 each. So that alone is going to give us 20. So we got 6 plus 6 is 12. I'm sorry, 3 plus 3, 6. So we're going to have 96 because we're about to get 10 more. Plus the 6. We got 102 shards out of those slugs. If I would have done that normally, I would have got half that amount. So what would that be? 51? This is definitely worth waiting for. The only bottleneck that made me wait as long as I did, and you would be able to get this far in your normal playthrough, is whenever I do petroleum or start messing with oil, I'm going to be able to unlock circuit boards. And you need plastic for circuit boards. Now, I went to some crash sites and got very lucky, and there was plastic just laying around. You could even find circuit boards. But once you have 50 of them, yes, go ahead and unlock it and you can do this exact thing. Now, yes, you could put this everywhere. A side effect is, look at our megawatts. That thing just makes this thing's megawatts go bananas. I mean, a normal constructor is 4. Well, plus the extras. I did that. 4 jumped to 16. Ours over there is so much faster is because I also put in the power shards. Now, you'll also see how these lights are changed too. So you can see where they are, and when this guy's doing anything, pink smoke comes out of there. There's all kinds of sound triggers as well. But we're not done. Now we have hatcher remains, hog remains, spitter remains, and stinger remains. Now, what's important about this is twofold. One, you can do your inhaler, your medical inhaler, and some of them use this alien protein. So I could make some and do this. Well, instead of getting 1 to 1, I'll get 1 to 2. When it comes to, now all these have to be made in the equipment shop. I swear I had gamed the system before where I used an assembler and made the protein inhaler and other things. There might be an alternate recipe that I just don't have. That is very, very, very possible. But if we look in here, we have, what is that? 100, 150, 203, and then we have 34 and 38. $275, but really it's going to be multiplied and multiplied. Okay, now the reason why it's going to be multiplied twice is for this reason. We'll do stingers because it's a smaller stack anyways. Make sure that this doesn't say anything weird. Put it in and let it go. Now what we're going to do is here, this guy is going to make DNA capsules. We've got our Somersloop in. It's ready. We just have to connect it. Yummy, yummy meat. What does that say? Check it, verified. Fix it, quality product. Purple hamburger meat. Just like what every growing boy and girl wants and needs. All right, so let's start this production up. It's going to throw it into here. Isn't that appetizing? It looks like brains. Yum, yum, yum. So let's go ahead and too uneven, huh? Fine, we'll do that. Go ahead and throw in all of those. Change our recipe to hog remains. While that's going, we're going to complete another milestone. Actually, I don't have enough. You lose all your momentum when you do it like that. Don't have enough copper sheets. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I know I already had some, but I don't like throwing everything into research. But you'll notice how this is blue. That's signifying that it's got those pieces in there. You can hear that ominous noise. There's malfunctions, that pink smoke coming out. See all of that stuff. If it's overclocked, it'll just be yellow. He's overclocked. All right. Boom! I got the fist.
Milestone reached. Avoid the embarrassment of placing liquids in your pocket
Forget I said that.
only for them to spread across your suit. Package and unpackage them with the packager. Packaging fluids allows them to be transported in your inventory, on conveyor belts, and by vehicles. For increased, non-pocket related fluid storage, you can now use the industrial fluid buffer.
Industrial fluid buffer. Go ahead, unlock. Nope. This one is this one. 5, 100, 200, 300, 400. Keep on doing your thing, buddy. What in the hell? I forgot to take the power shards out, didn't I? Give me those power shards. Gimme, 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 gimme. There one in there? Ugh. It happens. It happens. Back in there. There. Guess it stopped at 100. Whoops. Look at all those shards. Just a ridiculous amount of shards. Alright, are you done? We're done. Now, on to our next victim. Hatchers. Critters will be next. Thing. 1, 2, 3. So I made a cannon here. It'll take me to where the oil is. The oil is quite a ways away. Look at our map. Way over here is where the oil is. That is a arduous run. So instead, I made a hypertube cannon. Now, normally it doesn't look like this. It'll just be one when you first start, but you can actually compound your acceleration there. Very, 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 very fast. But warned though, it can kill you. I may speak from experience. On going, buddy. You done? Okay, you're done. So now we're going to change our recipe once more to spitters. All right. Now we also unlocked the blueprint maker. Where's that? I rarely ever use this thing. I only use it for a few things. They have reworked this to where it works a little bit different. Put it down up here and show you real quick what's up.
Once you have built a satisfactory blueprint, interact with the Blueprint Designer terminal to save it. It will then be available in the Blueprints tab of your build menu. Blueprints can always be edited to correct mistakes or optimize. If you find yourself struggling to work within the set size restrictions, remember that this is a you problem, and efficiency can always be improved.
So this is one of the few things that I actually make with these, just because I can make it pretty. We're all about the pretty here. All right, where's the power nub? Yeah, that's fine. Really? Won't let me do it without them? Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I like to do is fill this up. And what I've actually done before is encase this with more with walls. See, not high enough because it clips. But then I got a jetpack. I can get up there. Oh, well, still, you know me. That'd bother me. Like you bother me, tree. I build this up again, and what I've done is made power poles. I actually use some they're cosmetic architecture type things, and made a positive and a negative, and made this look like a battery. And then I could just sit there. You go down here. Go ahead and delete that. I'll work on it. But then once you're done with your design, you can go down here to the blueprint, name it whatever. Battery pack version 1. And then what's the description? It was 4, so 8 batteries. And then this is the cost to build it, so you can see what your cost is. Set directory. I'd already done one on this playthrough, so we're going to add another blueprint here called battery pack. We're going to go back. You can change where they are. You can add another category, which is here, or a subcategory, which where this says undefined, you can make another one. So we'll apply changes, because we'll go back and edit it later. X that out. Set its icon. You can put the icon as the battery. Where's the battery? Did I pass it? Oh, I passed it. Okay, well, here is the search. Wrong battery. There we go. Select that icon now. You can set the color. Save blueprint. Blueprint saved. Now, what does that do? What that does, it means I can go in here and go to blueprints, select the battery pack, and just toss one down anytime I want. Everything gets built. So I don't have to design this over and over and over again if I don't want to. I literally just slap it down in one go. These guys are kind of unique because they allow for 2 connections that way, and well, just 2 connections, as you can see. That's 1, 2. This one can go to a power pole, or that one can go to a power pole, and they'll start charging up if you decide to do that. What I'm going to do is actually destroy my biomass area and put that guy up there. I thought that was an animal for a second there. I was like, boy, you don't want to mess with me. You realize how much stuff I got coming up over here? It's ridiculous. This is still going. Look at that. Just the amount is ridiculous. Okay. Let's go ahead and do logistics. I didn't have... Oh, because I used some on those batteries. Nagnabbit. All right. 100, 200. Go ahead and get 300. This is just going to give us faster belts. See? No fist that time.
Milestone reached. The transportation of resources can reach new heights of efficiency. With the Mark IV belts and lifts, the truck, but even more importantly, your effort. Handling a large and complicated vehicle like the truck should come easy to a well-trained pioneer such as you. They are an obvious improvement over tractors concerning industrial purposes.
So close.
Improvements for personal use were not measured.
So close. Almost had the extra. I'd be able to get the better pipes. I'll definitely get that before I start messing with major overhaul of the oil fields and having these guys start to be made as well. Okay. Back over here. You still guys chewing? Man, still going. Oh, man. 150 of them left. All right. While that's working, we're going to go and make... What? Take all of it. Let's see how this hyperspeed cannon goes. They've also added this section here that reverts you back. I'm actually going to delete that, I have my reasons. This thing is pretty dangerous. Wait, trying to select the wrong thing. There. That. You. And then we can go into transport. Y split. Put right there. And then we're going to wrap this back around to you. Now the reason why is as you approach this intersection, it's going to want to go straight. But if I hit E, it'll go the other direction. I'll go toward it slowly and show you what that looks like. I'm only going to go through this one accelerator. All I got to do is jump in between. See, I can change directions. Now, normally this is how fast you would go to get over there. But if I hit back, now if I hit forward, of course, I'm going to go straight. If I U-turn, change it, now my guy will automatically steer left. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to have to hit E, otherwise I'll do another circuit. Now. Oh! Oof. Now, I'm going too fast. I'm holding back on the controller because I don't want to go too stinking fast. You will hit the other end of the exits so fast. It's a death. So, hello, buddy. You can't be attacked by animals when you're inside of this. I could get over here. If I didn't hold back on this, I would reach the end of this thing in about 4 to 5 seconds. I may die. I may live. Now, I'm going up a hill, so this is the part that's actually going to slow you down a little bit, but I'm near the end of this circuit at this point, and I don't want to die. Now, we're going down, so we're going to increase in speed. I did this ugly. Like I said, this is all temporary. I pulled power all the way out here off camera. And the main reason is I wanted to start an minor oil production facility. Here's our oil coming up out of the ground. It's going through these pipes, feeding these 6 processors, refineries. My apologies. I wonder if these guys got a serial number on them. A lot of these machines have serial numbers and they're all slightly humorous. I'll have to look for it another time. So these guys are producing oil, or I'm sorry, they're taking in crude oil and producing heavy oil residue plus rubber. There are multiple recipes that you could select from. Each one has their pros and cons. Oh, look at that biofuel. Now I have them doing a few different things. You could produce fuel, which will produce resin, and then you can combine the resin with water to produce plastic. Now that gives 2 plastic. This gives 2 plastic. So they're both even. Just now you've got heavy oil residue you have to deal with. And I'm destroying the heavy oil residue. I'm turning into petroleum coke. I know it looks like coal, but it is not. And I'm just sinking it. Just telling it go straight into these. I don't care. Okay. In the meantime, I have these 2 bins collecting these. Now, why am I doing this? Why didn't I come out here and just make a factory, a proper factory, one that we would be proud to be around? Well, because I'm trying to get through these milestones. I want to get through them. This one alone, industrial manufacturing, it needs 40. I want to get the better belts. I want to get the better pipes. Remember, these pipes have a limitation of 300. The new ones do 600. I want better stuff before I start building. And while all of these objective parts get done, now I have time to explore or play with this stuff. I'm just trying to burn through the objectives. If you leave your game on overnight, sure, that will also do it. I, on the other hand, don't really like doing that. I have in the past. But I actually find that I'm really, really, really overwhelmed with so many parts. My milestones really don't feel like much of a milestone. I'm just dumping all this material that's stacked up overnight. So I actually prefer to just log out. It feels totally different when you play it like that. Now, these guys, I also wanted fuel. So this is producing 40 fuel a minute. And what's going on is these buffers are just feeding into each other all the way down. Now, the reason why is I'm storing a bunch of fuel. I'm doing it on purpose. Because what I want to do is we just unlocked, where's it at? Where's it at? The packer. Oh, we need rubber. Guess what we have here? By the ton. Grab a couple stacks of that. Do I have plastic already? Yes, I do. We put this away a little bit. Run a pipe into him. Remember, he doesn't have much of a head lift. He's only getting it from the refinery, and it's only 10 feet or 10 meters up. So now what do we want to do? You can do all this kind of stuff. The packer is kind of a cool little machine. He'll load a liquid into a container or unload a liquid from a container. So you can make water bottles. You can pack water. You can pack oil, heavy oil. I'm interested in that. Now, I need empty canisters. So how do I do those? Constructors. And at the very top one there, it says plastic goes to 4 containers. Perfect. I have all that stuff right here. So we'll go to organization. Go here. You were off. Why were you so far off? Because you're off, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, I know, buddy. All right. Gonna go there. We need electricity. Once again, don't care about it being pretty right now. Boom. Now, we also need electricity for one more thing. We're paying attention. A constructor. I'm just gonna have him sitting right like that. Turn him to making empty canisters. Throw in some of that. Where did I put that power pole? Now he's going to do his thing. You know what? I want an almost infinite supply of canisters. What we'll go ahead and do is pull out every bit of plastic there. Yeah, plastic that we already have. Quite a bit. Okay. Now, what is great about this? He is making us fuel for our jetpack. Okay? We're going to see the difference between biofuel. There's two stats. One is duration and one is thrust. Right now, we just have biofuel. If I hold down spacebar, we get just to that pipe. Okay? Now, if I right click on this, or sorry, left click on this cog, I can say my preferred fuel is packaged fuel. So now it's going to concentrate on packaged fuel. So now if I hold spacebar, there goes the pipe. You can almost get to the top of the stacks. But it does damage you. Now, one more sneaky thing. I've been collecting things and I have not used any of this stuff yet. Okay? Oh my goodness, and I put them all up. Do I have one? Do I have one? I know where one is. I saw it, thought it looked cool, and decided I'd wait for you guys. This is an alternative way to get down here, but as you can see, it's quite a bit slower. But don't worry, I'm just going up to either that one or that one. I can't remember which. There are different alternatives. There's another slug. There's all kinds of stuff around here that I just did not collect. I was too busy trying to prepare for another video for everybody. It's been a while. We're almost done. This one's going to be a little shorter than normal. That is the cool thing I saw. Look at this weird shape. And what I saw was a Mercer sphere sitting in there.
Your waves lap at our shores.
When will you land?
You no longer perform at your maker temple?
Helping meant leaving it.
Oh, I don't have those either. God dang it.
Teach.
I have no use for blood.
You do. Consume.
Interesting.
Well, never mind. That was a waste of time. My apologies. Tell you what I'll do. Yeah, I see ya. I killed all that stuff and it just came back. Guess what that means? More parts. There were enemies over here. There were enemies up on this rock. All over the place. So, tell you what, Mr. Bean. Oh my, what was that? Yeah. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So what I like to do, as I was saying, is come in here to this dimensional depot. Now, these guys are pretty handy because of things like this. This guy is constantly going to be making me fuel. All right? So what happens if I run out of this fuel? Well, that would stink. I would have to come all the way back over here and grab it. Not necessarily. If you simply link, there's only a single input on this thing. If you go into that, it will fill this and then upload it to your stockpile. Now, where's your stockpile? If you hit tab, you'll see this new piece here on the left-hand side. Right now, I have it pumped up to where it'll store up to 200, and I literally just grab this and drop it. And I just downloaded it from the cloud. And now I always have fuel for me jetpack. That's stock? No, I don't. All right. So he's going to make me tons of fuel. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I shouldn't run out. I'm going to modify this one just like I modified the other one earlier. Because I made it and it was just too short of a run. I mean, I'm like smashing, trying to get it to change direction, and I could not get it. I was just stuck in this loop. And then finally I got out of it and I was at base in about half a second and I hit a stop and died. Like, it was not pretty. So transport, Y. Going back to there, very much. E to change. So it'll take a while for us to get there at that rate, wouldn't it? I'm gonna go ahead and look the direction I need to be going. Got it. I'm not gonna slow down till I'm about my coal power plant, which here's my coal power plant. I'm gonna start holding back. Just hold S and it'll slow you down a bit. You can actually reverse yourself in the two, which I don't want to do. All right, all this stuff should be done. Excellent. Okay. Now we can finish this up. Look how much of this stuff we got. So what we can do now put a merger here. Now let's see how many tickets we have right now. So we're up to 14. I had 12 when I started the video. So we've been doing good as far as this line up here. Now you'll notice this DNA points line is 0. Okay. Right now it takes 1,000 points to get a single coupon. All right. Now this is the thing. Each one of those is worth 1,000 points. It goes bananas quite fast. Quite fast. So let's change this a little bit. I didn't pick any up, did I? Nope. So watch. This will shimmy all of a sudden starting now. Boom. 15, 17, 18. You know what? Not too shabby, huh? Let's speed all this up. This is why. Boom. Hey, look at that. We're at, what'd you say? Yeah, 48,000 points a minute. It's going to take a while. Now, instead of 1,000 per, it's going to jump up and become more difficult. Just like this number has gotten higher and higher and higher to just get one coupon. So at this point, we're going to be able to get a lot of architectural type stuff through here. We'll be able to get the factory cart, no problem. If I cared about that stuff, sure. We could get this and this easily enough. Silver hog. These are just trophies you put around. Oh, the golden 1,000 tickets. We can get, I bought this for y'all for a manifold system, a 5-way split that I'll show y'all. Attachments for floor and walls. The elevator kind of makes those moot. Unless you wanted to pull your stuff through a building. We can get different paints where we can color code our stuff. Asphalt foundations. Just needs that. All this kind of stuff. Signage. Roads. That's another thing that's actually good for, is making roads. By the way, on this, instead of having to sit here and do this and delete everything and accidentally catching the actual thing at the same time, you can go in here and tell it to clear blueprint designer. And now when I turn around, it's ready for a new one. Later on, we'll get a hover pack and we'll be able to fly. And what I do is put a metal grid up, over, down on the outside of the blueprint maker, not inside. And then I'll even do a cage at the top, and then I'll put power nodes all over them. And then I can sit there and hover with unlimited energy. Very handy. Still going. See, there's a method to my madness. I'm sure for a couple episodes, some of the old souls in the game are probably like, why is he not using all of those animal parts? I mean, it's such a waste. Just pulling in energy. It'll take an hour to charge them all. Come on, come on, come on. Maybe if I look up at the sky, it'll make this go faster for me. I wonder. Hey, look, it worked. Thank you, pause button, right? All right. Well, the fun was over. Goodness. But I think this was pretty successful. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging in there and watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Throw me a like if you enjoyed that. Like I said, I have been saving a majority of that stuff since the beginning of the game, only using a few of the slugs in order to make some power shards when I wanted to increase things over there. Later on in the game, you are going to be able to produce your own power shards just on a whim. That's what under here and here, you can actually build them yourself. With these time crystals. It's very late game, into the game essentially is what it ends up being. So, but that's really all there is. Other than that, ooh, what do I have there? That can be for another episode. Thank y'all again. Y'all have a good night.